Yeah, it's your boy Hotep. I'm out here trying to reflect on life. You know what I mean? And in my reflections, I'm seeing a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that got to do with oneself and individually, collectively, and globally. Yo, it's crazy, you know what I mean? Life is crazy. If you think about what is going on, if you analyze what is going on with all these ailments and diseases and discourses and all of these distractions going on around you, it's just crazy. Some people say it's the end time, which doesn't sit well with me, because coming from a religious perspective, they feel that is the signs of the end times. But I don't believe so, because you know what has happened throughout the eons of time. Things have been changed, truth has been erased, history has been manipulated and rewritten. So real, actual, factual lessons has been kept hidden or away from the general populace. It isn't really the end time. The reason why I say that, because some certain class of people are dissatisfied in finding the real jewels inside their own soul. And so these class of people sit back and deny the self. So in the midst of all those denials, everybody got to go down with it. Poverty, wars, miseducation, all of these things are man-made creations. This is not coming from God. Because if God really loved us all, He wouldn't let us go through this. See? And all of these spiritual, religious books is designed in a way to make you feel like a man got to go through this, or a child or a woman got to go through this before they can get a head straight. But think about in terms of a little child with their mind not grown to comprehend this life. How would that benefit such a child? A child who can't even walk, yet you say when somebody's hungry, they think. But people don't try to think 360. People think 180, So considering all these things, you realize that everything that we're going through right now is some type of psychological mind control. You know what I'm saying? And this is real. This is real. A lot of people don't want to do the thinking. You understand? So I feel like people really need to educate themselves. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You really need to educate yourself. I'm not talking about the education you'll get in your institutional schools or universities or whatever institutions. Let me put it that way. You understand? I'm talking about the education of life. You know what I mean? Nature, nature has ways in teaching all of us, and the real lessons are not being taught in school. The real lessons is all around you. You understand? The real secrets are not in the societies. The real secrets are not in the fraternities. You see? The real secret is you. You are the real secret. You know? But people won't tell you this. See? Your soul is very valuable. The soul inside of you, the energy that animates the body, your life force is very, very, very valuable to certain people and to certain demonic spirits. Do you understand? And that is the jewel inside the earth, the real gold. Do you understand? So, if you are not able to value your own self, other people is gonna lie you to deny your own essence. Do you understand? See, fear is important to them to operate. See? Because there are certain entities that live off those fears, those distractions. Anytime you're distracted, anytime anger, jealousy, lust, fear slips through your heart, it weakens you. And these things are the very cause of cancers, fibroids, ulcers, all sort of diseases that your body attracts, because the cell inside of you works on that level, on the cellular level. You understand? You feel me? So these things must be known. To avoid these things, to get to know these things, you need to know yourself. Not this body you see, because this body is not the identification of the self. It's a reflection of the self. The self is something that dwells inside of you. Like I'm speaking to you right now. This is my reflection of self. You see? But a lot of people has been misled to believe that their self is their body. But think about it for a minute. You see, outside of yourself has an end, but mine is eternal. Do you understand? Mind is essence. Mind is the power, because mind lives on after the physical death of the body. Do you understand? If you understand the basis of physics, you will understand all of these things. Your teacher's not going to teach you. Your pastors and your reverend is not going to tell you the truth, because they all about money. Do you understand? It's a money game, and people don't care. People don't care. Really, people don't care. People will do anything and everything for money. Do you understand? I'm not saying money is the root of all evil. I don't condone that kind of vibe, because we live in a corporate state where we don't produce our own stuff. We don't manufacture our own cars. We don't create our own clothes and stuff like that. We don't grow our own food. we don't we don't build our own houses. All of these things are built and designed by some certain people, and so they dwell on us for these things to survive, and that's capitalism. Do you understand? There's nothing free in the corporate world, and so money has been created to separate and to bring confusion in people's life, to make it look like if you don't have money, you're not part of the whole thing. But trust me, the way these things has been designed to psychologically go on with your mind is the deadliest weapon ever designed. Do you understand? I usually don't talk about all these deep stuff because not all these things are not meant for everybody to know. But if you're chosen like I am chosen, and some other brothers and sisters out there is chosen, you will get to know these things. And it's not physical, it's spiritual and mental. You get me? So, educate yourself is very important. You see? It's not about coming to Europe or going to America to make life better for yourself. I've been there. I was thinking that way back when I was in Africa, thinking before you have to make life worth, you got to go to abroad, like how they project to us back in Africa. They show you a lot of things on the movies and the magazines and stuff like that. But let me tell you, boy, let me tell you, girl, it's not like that. These guys are lying to you. Take it from me, Hotep. Take it from me when I say that. All of these things are designed to trap you. You understand? But it's deeper than that. You feel me? But you got some ignorant motherfuckers out there that's not telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? They continue to support the hype. They continue to support the foolishness of the system. Do you understand? And some of us here is real about the system. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, if you live in the system, you're gonna go crazy. Do you understand? Because you cannot understand the system. You feel me? You work your whole life. At the end of the day, when you get paid, all these corporations come around you to suck you out. They're gonna suck all of that money. So at the end of the day, you're left with nothing. Do you understand? You might want to do anything and everything to survive. That's fine. A man got to survive. But in line of surviving, you don't hurt others. Do you understand? Because everything got the price to pay. And that's why some of us we think carefully. We think carefully. When I say think, a lot of people don't think. You understand? They don't sleep and think because they live their life to impress people. In my whole life, I have been grounded. I'm that type of brethren who don't impress people. Not even my own peoples. Because at the end of the day, you're born into the world alone. And you're going to die alone. You're not going to go to the grave with your wife, nor children, or brothers, nor sisters, nor mama. Or anybody else for that matter. You're going to go alone. And so that is life. We come here to learn, grow, gain experience, and then we go. We transcend to the other levels of life. Life is a continual thing. You know what I'm saying? But the way the material energy has been projected onto people's mind, people have become coerced with that, and They've identified with that. And so they are afraid to let go. And these are the very things that traps you. Do you understand? A lot of people on here is hypocrites. A lot of people on here is not real. You can't find realness in Europe. Even myself, sometimes I've got to act. Do you understand? Because their energy is so enormous, it's so great that if you're not grounded, you will fall into it. You feed into it. Do you understand? But every day, life gives you an opportunity to do better, to come out better, you know? And that's what we do. So life is a continual redefinition. Do you understand? What happened yesterday might not be the same today. Do you understand? Only ignorance cannot see that because they claim that ignorance is bliss. But when you dwell too much in ignorance, you're gonna realize that ignorance is a real motherfucker. Because you cannot live in this life and claim that you're ignorant. It's gonna get to where your ignorance is gonna turn around and bite you with your own tail. Do you understand? Because when you grow from a childhood to a boyhood to an adult, having children coming out of you, you can't say you're gonna be ignorant. Do you understand? Because everything is gonna come back at you. So, life, you need to sit down and think about life. It's not about cars, it's not about clothes, it's not about none of those things. Those things are there, but those things cannot save you. Did you get it? Yeah. Money can't save you. Do you understand? Because a lot of people got money, go to the hospitals. Trust me, I was in the hospital yesterday with my woman and everything. Do you understand? You can see a lot of rich people there, you know what I mean? But these guys are walking around with diseases and sicknesses and shit, and their money can't do shit for them. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you realize that nothing materialistic can save you, because life is realistic. Do you understand? If money can save people, what about Michael Jackson and them? Do you understand? So that's how life is. Don't wait till something happens to you before you begin to realize. No God is coming to save you. No Jesus is coming to save you. No Muhammad is going to save you. Nobody's going to save you except yourself. So stop living in that illusion, because that vibes is not real. Those religious things is not real. You feel me? Because you haven't studied and researched enough to find out the truth inside of yourself, to find out the strength inside of yourself. All of these things are distractions. We've been there before. Once upon a time we was all ignorant before, but we had to grow. You know, experience makes you grow. And there's a whole lot of fake people out there who's gonna lie you. Come join this, come join that, you know. They all want to distract you, but I say fuck them all. You feel me? Fuck them all, because at the end of the day, you stand alone before your higher self, or whatever you might term it. It's you and your higher self, and nobody else. You are the master and the student at the same time. You are the prophet and the disciple at the same time. Do you understand? So this is life. Get educated. Get real education about life. Do you understand? Education in the university is not education. Education in the church is not education. Do you understand? I mean, from the very onset, when these things were designed, they were designed with an actual real good intentions behind it. But somewhere along the line, some people came along and they distorted everything. You understand? For their own benefit and purposes. You understand? So it became corrupted. And we can't dwell on these things again. And this is the age. This is the time. Aquarius age. You know what I'm saying? And there's a cleansing going on. You know what I mean? So it's either you're cleansing yourself spiritually to grow, be meditative, eat right. You know what I'm saying? And then everything is gonna unfold inside of you. You feel me? So get educated. Get educated. It's very, very important to you. Do you understand? Get educated. I'm not talking about education in the institutions. I'm talking about education in life and what life is about. You get me? It's your boy Hotep, and I see you. I see you. I see you. Alright? Ashe. Uhuru. Namaste. One love.